Before you create a mock project or a spec project or a portfolio as a beginner social media manager, there are two things you need to understand. First is a portfolio is not where the work starts. And the second thing is if you skip the work that comes before it, everything you create will feel confusing, it will feel forced, or it will feel incomplete. If this sounds familiar, stay with me. Hey guys, hi there. My name is Omobalaji Jibare. I'm also known as the social media Oga, and I am a social media manager's favorite social media manager. Yes, and I'm gonna be your favorite social media manager for social media managers in 2026. And in this video, I want to walk you through something very specific and very important. I don't think I've done a video like this before. I'm not teaching you how to design a portfolio. I'm not teaching you how to write a case study or what you should actually create before you even get to that point. Because I'll be seeing a lot of you confused on what exactly do I create when I'm creating my portfolio. I'm here to help you. When you see a clean portfolio or a well-written case study, what you're really seeing is the final layer of work. You're not seeing the brainstorm session that has gone behind the scenes. You're not seeing the notes. You're not seeing the screenshots, the drafts, or the planning document. But those things are what makes the final output clear and makes a beautiful portfolio. So instead of starting the work from outside and working inward, I want to show you how to start the work from inside to work outward. The very first thing that you should create is a brainstorm document. Now, a brainstorm document is not ideas floating in your head. It is a well-written document where you get clarity on the brand and the brand you're about to work on. This can be like a Google Doc or your notes app on your phone or your iPhone or Android, a Notion. And what matters is that it exists and that you write things down. Now, in this brainstorm document, you should answer some questions clearly. You should answer questions like, oh, what does this brand sell or what do they offer? What problem does this brand solve? Who is this brand for? What platforms are we focusing on? What type of content should this brand be creating? You are not trying to sound smart here. You are trying to understand the brand. If you can't explain the brand clearly in writing to anybody, it would show in the content that you create later on, maybe your mock project, your spec project, and it will show in your portfolio. Once your brainstorm is now clear, you need to now decide the scope of the project. Now, one spec project or one mock project should focus on one platform. I always say this. If it is an Instagram mock project, everything you should create should be Instagram focused. So you're creating things like feed posts, carousels, captions, bio, content plan, reels, and all of that. If it is TikTok, then you're thinking more of videos, format, hooks, captions, and posting structure. This matters and it is very important because every single platform works differently. When most beginners try to mix everything together, their work starts to look scattered and unrealistic, especially in their portfolio. When you keep your scope tight, it makes the project feel real. Now, you need to create or capture the before state. This would answer one simple question. What did this brand social media platform look like before I worked on it? If the brand already exists, screenshot the page as it is in their feed. Let the feed, the bio, the type of content that they are posting, let it be there. If the brand doesn't exist, you intentionally create a messy version of how the feed will look like. And yes, intentionally. This could mean random posts with no visual consistency, weak captions, no clear content direction, and a bio that doesn't even explain much. This step is important because your work needs contrast. Without a clear before, the after doesn't bang. It doesn't land anywhere. Once you have your before state, you now need to analyze it. So the first thing you want to do is have a content audit. A content audit is where you are stepping back and you're observing what isn't working and why. This is where you write things like the content lacks structure, the brand message isn't clear, or the visuals doesn't feel intentional. There's no clear call to action. That's where you write everything there. You can do this by writing notes on the screen screenshots, maybe creating like a simple Canvas slide or listing your observations in a document. Now, this step matters because you should always respond to something real. You are not guessing, you are reacting. After you are now done with your audit, you want to create a strategy document. Now, this document explains how you plan to improve what you already identified during your audit. It doesn't need to be very long, but it needs to be clear. So your strategy document should include things like, the main goal for the platform, the content pillars, and what each pillar is for, the posting frequency, the tone of voice, what success looks like for this particular brand. And now this is very important because it turns your ideas into decisions. Without a strategy document, your content just becomes one random content. But with one, your content has direction, and everything you do has direction. Once your strategy is clear, you plan your content. Now, create a simple content plan. Your content plan should show how the strategy becomes action. Now, this could be a 7-day or 14-day content plan. It doesn't have to be 30 days. In this plan, you should include things like the post ideas, the content pillars it belongs to, the purpose of the post, the format, whether it is a reel, carousel, static post, or a video post. And this shows that you are thinking ahead and not just posting randomly. Even a simple table is enough. After you've now done this, the next thing you want to do is you want to design the after content. Now, this is where you now create the improved version of the brand's content. So you create things like clean feed posts, structured carousels, clear captions, include a stronger bio, more intentional visuals that actually match the brand voice or brand design or brand whatever. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be intentional and clearly better than the before. So that's why I said it's very good if you're the one creating the messy feed before you now create something good. And this is one of the most effective parts of a mock or spec project. When you have side-by-side comparisons, you have a before bio versus an improved bio, you have a messy feed versus a structured feed, you have a weak carousel versus an improved carousel. This will help anybody that is reading your portfolio or that is looking through your portfolio understand your work quickly, even if they are not experts. Now, let's talk about metrics. If this is a mock project, you are not presenting real results. So you are presenting projections. So you create baseline placeholders like engagement rate, average likes, posting frequencies, then your projected outcomes based on clarity, consistency, and structure. Everything is labeled clearly. Your baseline metrics is labeled clearly. Your projected outcomes is labeled clearly. This shows to anybody that is going through your portfolio or your mock project or your spec project that you understand how result works without exaggerating. Before you now turn this into a case study or you make it a portfolio slide, I want you to reflect and ask yourself, what did this project actually teach me? What became clearer while I was creating the project? What would I improve on next time? This shows growth and thinking, not just execution. At this point, you already have like screenshots, you already have strategy documents, you already have content plans, you already have designs, you already have a mock analytics and notes. Organize everything into folders. I use Google Drive a lot. I put everything into folders or my folders on Canva. When this is done, writing a case study now becomes easy. Let me tell you something. Designing a portfolio becomes easy. Explaining your work becomes natural because you are no longer inventing. You've done the work before you now start creating your portfolio. You now start documenting, and that's the easiest thing. Once you have all of your assets, documenting is the least of your worries. If you are a beginner social media manager, this is the part you should not skip. I don't think there's any video like this on YouTube or on the internet. If you want, let me know in the comment section. I can walk you through mock project or spec project from brainstorm to final portfolio. It can be step by step. Walk you through it, and I can also sell a template to you at the end. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, leave a comment, ask your questions, and I'll see you guys in the next one.